Hey guys, what's up? It's Tim here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review of the new Nintendo Switch online service that came out within the last week. I bought it, got it up and running on my Switch, and boy, do I have some thoughts. This video is going to be an analysis of the quality of the various new features that we're getting through this online service, and at the end of the video I will ultimately suggest if whether or not you guys should buy it right now. A few weeks back I made a video that kind of gave an in-depth overview of all of the new features that you can expect whenever you pick up this new online service, so if you want to see that, you can see that right here. But without further ado, let's just jump into the review. Downloading the new online service was fairly straightforward. You can download it from the Nintendo eShop on the Switch console itself. I mean, let's be real, if you play your Switch a lot and you play it online a lot and you don't have the service yet, you've probably seen a prompt come up on your Switch passive-aggressively being like, hey, pay us more money so you can keep playing. So I bet you guys have seen it. For me, I had a Best Buy gift card, so I ended up just purchasing the physical download copy since I already had that money set aside in the gift card anyways. Side note, I actually attempted to purchase the digital download code off of Best Buy's website, and then it got canceled. So I attempted to do it again the next day. It got canceled again. It's probably some weird policy regarding using a Best Buy gift card to buy a digital download code. So I kept fighting, and I went to my Best Buy's physical location to see if they had the download codes out on the floor, and they did not yet. It was apparently in the back warehouse in one of the hundreds of boxes they hadn't opened yet, and so I had to wait a day, and then there it was, and I could go to the store and pick it up. I got it. It took me like 3 days just to use my Best Buy gift card, but now I'm ready to review. As soon as I went into the Nintendo eShop, entered my 16-digit code, and began downloading, I began to notice some key issues. One of the very first questions that I was asked right out of the gate, it just popped up on the screen, was, do you want to enable automatic subscription renewal next year whenever my subscription runs out? So I looked into this a little bit further to figure out if I needed to do that, and turns out that if you don't renew your subscription immediately, it will actually delete all of your cloud save data. So let's just say that you broke your Nintendo Switch the day that your subscription ended and your card number had changed. Well, there goes all of your save data, sorry. And in terms of cloud save data, I was indeed able to confirm that most of the games I had, I was able to go in and save them to the cloud, no problem. There was one notable exception. I was not able to save Fortnite to the cloud. It was grayed out. It said I couldn't use cloud save data for Fortnite. Kind of makes sense whenever you consider that Fortnite itself is a cloud-based saved game, so not a big deal, but it's worth noting. And once you have the subscription in place, the new Switch Online tab on the left side of the Nintendo eShop is kind of like the new hub for all things Nintendo Switch Online. Here you can find the free download that allows you to play NES games, more membership options, information about your subscription, as well as a list of games that currently support online play. There wasn't really a list of special offers yet on this hub page, and overall I would describe the layout as very dull. The whole thing honestly seemed very half-baked, and I was especially disappointed considering that all of these features are really something that we should have gotten on day one of the Switch's launch. And here we are over a year and a half later, and it's still lacking. And when you consider that the whole thing cost about 20 bucks a year, the value proposition isn't necessarily awful, but still it just seems like it was an afterthought rather than Nintendo actually trying to make a viable competitor in the online gaming space. Next, talking about the NES games. This is kind of where I found the largest amount of my enjoyment with the new service, as well as the largest amount of my frustration with the new service. The 20 NES games run very smoothly. They look wonderful and colorful on the Switch, especially in handheld mode. They have the ability to be saved for later, and some of them even offer new online multiplayer options that you can experience with people on your friends list. I really enjoyed getting to just sit down and play the very first Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Bros. 3 again. But that's just the problem. The word again. Nintendo has once again required us to pay for games that we have played hundreds of times. Gamers bought them originally back in the 80s, then again on the Wii Virtual Console, then again maybe with the Nintendo Entertainment Center Classic console that came out a few years back, and now again with this $20 subscription service. I scrolled through the colorful menu, kind of played a lot of the different games, and after about an hour I began to feel some disappointment creeping up as I began to realize what had been omitted with this service. Where are the Super Nintendo games? Where are the Nintendo 64 games? Where are even the GameCube and Game Boy Advance games? There was such a large opportunity to just knock this service out of the park if Nintendo had included even just a few of the best games from these various systems' libraries. But once again, Nintendo has kept their tight grip securely around a lot of these games that haven't seen the light of day in years. Also, if you don't log in at least once a week, you lose the ability to play these NES games without an internet connection. So, pretty lame. One new feature that I haven't been able to try yet are the new NES controllers that Nintendo released alongside this new online service. As I said in my reaction video from last week, the controllers look awesome, but they're just too expensive. At $60, that's as much as the NES Classic system itself costs. Just go out and buy that. I personally think that $30 to maybe even $35 or $40 would have been a much better number to throw out there as the price. One last thing to note is that voice chat is still built into the Nintendo Switch Online app rather than into the system itself. I think that this is a poor decision on Nintendo's part, as a lot of the features in the app could easily be imported into the Switch system itself, because just being honest, that smartphone app is still very bare bones a year and a half later, and they haven't done much to beef it up. So just bring it onto the Switch, give us one last step. I don't want to have to take my smartphone out of my pocket and have it sitting next to me. Just put it on the Switch, Nintendo, please. It's important that fans keep talking about this because it'll help improve the functionality of the Switch. Just put it on the Switch. Guys, even though I've been kind of ripping on this new service, I'm a huge fan of Nintendo, and I don't want to just leave you all in a state of negativity about it. I think that this service has huge potential going forward if Nintendo can listen to the fans and really hone in on those few key areas that are lacking, like allowing all games to be saved to the cloud. They need to bring more classic games from different eras of Nintendo, and they need to give the online service hub within the eShop a more complete feel. But at the end of the day, the service only costs $20, which is a solid $40 less than the competition on the PS4 and Xbox. I feel like most people will view $20 a year as worth it just for the ability to play online games. So at the end of the day, even if all of these new features that are being added on to online seem kind of half-baked, they are just add-ons. So if Nintendo can just keep on improving this service, it might just end up being one of the most valuable $20 you've ever spent. So should you just rush out right now and buy the new subscription service? For most people, probably not. Most people are probably just gonna wait until Smash Bros comes out in December, because that's going to be what most people are playing online anyways. Besides Fortnite, which is still free to play without the subscription service, so also, the service may see some improvements by December, so just give it some time. I think if you buy this service right now, you are probably a very specific type of person. Maybe you're someone who plays Splatoon 2 every single week, or you're an avid Mario Kart online gamer, and just paying the $20 would be worth it to you so you can keep on gaming and you get those added features on that, you know what, are honestly kind of nice. In the end, the new Nintendo Switch Online subscription service feels kind of like, well, Nintendo itself. It's got one foot in the future and one foot in the past, which is often to its detriment as fans keep wanting the latest and greatest and most cutting edge. But at the end of the day, you could just say no to your next 3 or 4 Starbucks drinks you were gonna order, and voila, there's your $20 for the subscription service. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you're new to the channel, I make weekly entertainment, tech, and review videos for gamers, movie lovers, and tech nerds alike. You can click on my floating head right here as I gaze off into the distance with my beard to subscribe to the channel, and you can watch some of my Nintendo Switch videos that I've made in the past right here. You guys are so awesome. You're the best. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you in the next one.